Coming up on Mountain News this morning, officials in one eastern Kentucky county are preparing for the possibility of not having an ambulance service. Plus, a harsh winter has led to a steep increase in electric bills for many Kentuckians. The reaction from customers and why a rate hike is impacting the bill.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Thursday, February 19th. The time is 5:30 and let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusnell for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, the past few days have been so pretty and I'm kind of sad about the rain coming in.
Yeah, not only is it the rain though, Neely, we're also looking at much colder temperatures heading into this weekend. So get ready for the 30s as we're starting off your next work week. That's what we're looking forward to. But another thing that we're looking at as you're heading out the door is the fog. Current visibility is on the lower side for many folks across eastern Kentucky. So that's just something you need to keep an eye out. If you are more to the southwest, we're talking Monticello, Somerset, and Williamsburg, you might not have to worry about it as much. But by the time we head out the door, not only are you looking at fog, but that rain that Neely was just talking about, as scattered showers is a present feature of that forecast this morning, and we'll continue to watch it throughout the next several hours as well, with current temperatures in a mixture of the 50s and high temperatures for the day in a mixture of the upper 60s and low 70s. So again, very warm temperatures overall for your Thursday, but we're wanting to make sure those temperatures stay on the lower side so we have less energy for those storms later tonight. So here's a look at the temperatures throughout the day. Highs will be around that 4 o'clock time frame. Again, looking at some rain chances sprinkled throughout the forecast for the day. Neely.
Thank you, Megan. Williamsburg police say an employee at the Firestone plant in Williamsburg died while at work. Police say they were called to the plant just before 11 a.m. yesterday. When they arrived, it was discovered a man who was an employee at the plant had died. Police say it appears the man was operating a piece of equipment when there was an accident with the standing rack. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. The name of the man who died has not been released. A woman is facing charges after police say she fired a gun multiple times in her room at Baptist Health Hospital in Jefferson County Wednesday morning. No one was injured, but the gunfire caused a panic that has some questioning security protocols. A woman from Frankfort who arrived on a medical helicopter was admitted directly to the 6th floor. Police say the woman fired a few shots before breaking out a window and ultimately dropping her gun.
That's so scary because I worked in nursing homes for years and a lot of my friends are nurses. So I always think about their safety and what the patients might do to them. And to think that a patient could get into the hospital with a gun is a really scary thought.
Officers evacuated 21 patients before they got Mystic Rain to drop the gun. When officers got into her room, the gun was on a chair next to her bed. She was cited for wanton endangerment and criminal mischief. In Knott County, a man was arrested after he was found hiding inside the walls of someone's apartment. Police were called out to an apartment complex in Pippa Passes on Monday. A woman told them Jonathan Crawford tried to assault her. After going into the attic of the apartment, police found Crawford hiding. He was charged with criminal trespassing and burglary. Earlier this month marked 1 year since 54-year-old Herschel Mullins was walking on Highway 15 in Perry County when he was hit and killed by a driver that police say was under the influence. The man reportedly behind the wheel, Timothy Noyes, left the scene but was later found and arrested. He is facing several charges, including driving on a DUI, suspended license, leaving the scene of an accident, and second-degree manslaughter. Mullins' family attended Noyes' pre-trial hearing yesterday.
So I can seek justice for my dad, and hopefully no other family has to go through what we went through, especially by someone who doesn't abide by the law.
A trial was scheduled for September 28th at 9 a.m. The city of Hazard is sharing an important notice for some residents in the Lothair area. City leaders are wrapping up the water line improvement project. If you have a fire suppression or sprinkler system connected to the water system in that area, you must contact City Hall to verify your current service information. Officials say this will help ensure your system remains connected and avoids any service interruptions or extra cost. Residents have 2 weeks to contact City Hall. If the city is not notified before the project is complete, an additional service charge will be applied to reconnect the system. The people of Magoffin County are 1 day closer to a potential loss of ambulance services, but officials say they are working to plan for the possibility. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has those details.
Of course, everybody's heard about our ambulance situation.
Magoffin County officials say they are working toward a solution amidst rumors that Patriot Emergency Medical Services has plans to pull out of its Salyersville operation.
One of the owners at Patriot Ambulance, Miss Ellison, from Saturday up to this point, has assured me she would not, leave us high and dry.
However, with reported concerns from the company about its finances based on the Medicaid and Medicare reliance in the area and delays in federal payments, on top of reports claiming the company has pulled out of other nearby counties, local concern is increasing. And WYMT recently received anonymous claims about late and missed payments to the company's EMTs.
Basically, I have been told that as of Monday, Patriot Ambulance will most likely not have any services here in Magoffin County.
Interim Judge Executive Donald McFarland says he has been working with officials in Floyd, Morgan, and Johnson counties to fill potential gaps in coverage if Patriot pulls out. And he is also meeting with at least 3 third-party ambulance providers interested in planting their operations in the county.
That would maybe allow us to provide a temporary solution that hopefully will lead to a more permanent plan.
Community members say the possible exit comes as no surprise since the company has limited resources. With only 1 permanent ambulance serving the county during the last several years, emergency response time has already been a concern. Brandy Lane lives in Salyersville and says a family friend recently had a medical emergency and an ambulance was not available to get to him for more than 45 minutes.
You don't really know if it could have been prevented by those ambulance services being available, but he unfortunately passed away, and that's just really something that should never happen.
She says having the conversation about a sustainable service is needed, even if it is all based on rumor.
Regardless of whether the current ambulance service pulls out or not, that's something that we need to pursue because we are so underserved.
McFarland says the end goal is to make sure someone is there to answer the calls.
They have to make a profit. I get it. But you know what? When it comes to me in my position and being a lifelong resident here, it's the people of Magoffin County that matter to me.
In Magoffin County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
McFarland says the permanent fix may not be set in stone this week, and the county may need to consider establishing its own service in the years to come, but he wants to make sure they have immediate options. The Laurel County wants to make sure babies have a safe place to sleep. The Laurel County Health Department is partnering with Cribs for Kids to give away free portable cribs known as Pack and Plays. If you live in Laurel County and qualify for WIC or Medicaid, you may be eligible. The program is for babies up to 8 months old. To sign up, call 606-864-5187. Pick up a safe sleep education session will be held Monday, March 9th at 2 p.m. The City of Ashland hosted a groundbreaking Wednesday celebrating the construction of a new and improved wastewater treatment plant. Officials say a nearly 40-year-old wastewater treatment plant will be modernized, improving water quality, protecting public health, and spurring economic development. It's a project 25 years in the making. Ashland Mayor Chuck Charles says this is an important behind-the-scenes project that most people will never see.
Everybody worries about your water, but what happens to the water when you take a shower, that's the treatment. You want to treat that water as much as you can to actually put it back, into a drinking phase.
The project is expected to be complete in 2029. Kentuckians are starting to feel the pinch in their wallets following the recent cold snap. Energy bills are coming back higher than warmer months, but for Kentucky utility customers, there's another reason too. Some customers say their energy bill nearly doubled in January. Drew Gardner with Kentucky Utilities blames the long cold snap.
If the temperature's 15 degrees outside and you have your thermostat set at 62, you're talking about almost a 50-degree temperature difference that your HVAC system is having to make up.
This year, Kentucky Utilities implemented a rate increase. An interim rate hike of 11.5% took effect January 1st, but state regulators approved a lower fixed increase of 6.54% effective Monday. Because of that difference, Garner says KU customers will get a credit for January and part of February. A bill that looks to protect victims of domestic violence unanimously passed the West Virginia House. The Joanna Phillips Domestic Violence Prevention Act would increase fines, bails, and longer prison sentences for repeat offenders of domestic violence. The bill is named after Joanna Phillips. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office says she was shot by her husband, Jason Phillips, during a domestic violence incident in December of last year. Delegate Tristan Levitt says passing the bill is crucial to protect people across the state.
I hope the Senate takes it up swiftly. I think this is a really important and necessary piece of legislation. I think the statistics are pretty staggering, and looking at the fact that we don't have some of these sections of code like a specific charge for domestic strangulation, I think that needs to be changed as soon as possible.
Now that the Joanna Phillips Domestic Violence Act has been passed in the House, it heads to the Senate. A Senate bill which would help establish an autism spectrum disorder trust fund to support children and their families has passed in the Senate. Senate Bill 69 is established within the state treasury. The Cabinet for Health and Family Services is responsible for administrating the fund. The bill has several co-sponsors, including London's Brandon Storm. The bill now heads to the House of Representatives for consideration. The Governor and First Lady Brittany Bashir joined members of Kentucky Pediatric Cancer Research yesterday in Frankfort to bring attention to the cause. A rally was held to advocate for childhood cancer research and family support. The Governor also signed a proclamation declaring today as Childhood Cancer Awareness Day in Kentucky.
Real people are being affected by this daily. And unfortunately, for families like ours, there's very few options for treatment. So he fought for almost 3 years. And we're still fighting for him.
Pediatric cancer families, doctors, nurses, and researchers were also in attendance. Horror returns to the big screen with The Mummy. That and more in a look of today's Eye on Entertainment reports.
And I'll have a look at the latest timing and track of those chances for strong to severe storms later tonight.